So I was just talking to a friend, and the subject of fear came up, and it just, what I wanted to share is that how convinced we all are that fear can't be dealt with. When we begin to realize that we're all living out our conditioning, unless we become aware of it, and we think that we have some control in our lives, and yet we're literally living out our conditioning. And so fear is part of our conditioning. We have our belief systems and our conditioning have set up all of these things that we've decided we're afraid of. It started at a very young age, and so here we are, many of us in our 40s and 50s and maybe our 60s and 70s, and we're still living in fear. Many of us, I and myself included, spent a lot of time trying to fix the fears. And so what I didn't realize is that I was playing out a character. And the script for the character had been written, mostly in my youth. So all of my fears were, kind of instilled in me, welded into place in the character. And I had been most of my life believing that I was the character, and that I had no, so I was trying often to change the script or change the lines in the play, or get a new position, or become a new character, and it never really worked. I would take on new characters or new personas, or but still the underlying fears and the belief systems were still there in the new character. So we go through life trying to change our outside circumstances, and to a lot of the self-help world, it said no, you have to change the inside, so the inside beliefs and all that. Well, that didn't work either. It just that really didn't work either. They were so subtle. And I heard a guy the other day give an example of, imagine that you're in a field. You're in a field. You're standing in a field. You're all alone in this field, and there's 1,000 soldiers surrounding you in this field. And this 1,000 soldiers are all kind of out to get you, in a sense, because they are your fears, your doubts, your shyness, whatever the stories are that you've made up. Those are the soldiers that are surrounding you. And so we go through our life trying to pick them off one at a time, but we can't pick them off one at a time, or kill them one at a time, or change them one at a time. It's impossible. So we're stuck in this play as the character with all of these fears. So how do we get out? What is it that needs to happen? But we have a story that works, and the story is that there's something greater than us, a higher power, something beyond this realm, if you will, that through our belief, and eventually, it starts with belief, through our belief and then relationship with this, we move into like a new realm. We literally are lifted out of it. So we can't defeat all of the stories. We can't defeat all of the attributes of the character. We can't change them, but we can be lifted out of it. We realize that the character is not us. When I ask people, tell me who you are. Tell me who you are. They don't know. Nobody really knows. Think about it. Who are you? You know, are you just somebody's dad or somebody's mom or somebody's daughter or somebody's son? You know, I mean, who are you? Are you the guy that works at the, you know, the store, or, you know, whatever you do for a living? Is that who you are? These are all parts of the character. And, you know, you're somebody's husband, you know, somebody's wife, parts of the character. And we can go on in the play, you know, being the character. But we need to recognize that that's what we've been doing. And when we look at some of how the character has been behaving, some of her behaviors, we're like, oh, damn, I don't like those behaviors. You know, fear had made us dishonest. You know, fear had made us selfish and self-centered. You know, we were selfish and self-centered. We believed, as the character, we believed that we had to look after ourselves, and nobody was going to look after us. Look after number one. You know, it was pumped into us, right? So we didn't know how to get out of that character, and we realized, though, that being selfish and self-centered was not working for us. We weren't happy. You know, it wasn't serving us. And so, how do we get out of selfishness and self-centeredness? How do we get out of fear? How do we move to this new level? So, the first thing is to be aware. Watch. Be present. Watch that you are acting the role of the character. You are being the character. And it's so subtle that it can't be changed. We can't change it ourselves. So just breathe in, pause, start to see the things. And one of the beautiful things that happens in the 12-step program is that, you know, we're encouraged to watch for our dishonesty, our selfishness, our self-centeredness, our fears. You know, we're you know, our resentments and our anger. We're continually shown, you know, that to watch for those things, and we watch for them and we see, oh my gosh, you know, I did it again. Oh, I did it again. But it's the character. So we drop the character. We begin to see it, and then we surrender it. We realize that we can't change it on our own, and so we surrender it. And we surrender it to this higher power, to this presence, to this, you know, call it what you want. Call it God, call it love, call it universal intelligence, but it's something beyond, you know. And there's a way to have this relationship with that something beyond, and that's as we practice presence through meditation, through the breath, you know, through continually bringing ourselves back to the moment, and we're watching ourselves in our character. We, you know, literally become the observer. We're watching ourselves, and so my suggestion is that we turn our gaze towards the watcher. Who is it that's watching the character? Who is it that's watching the performance, if you will? You know, as we become more aware, we realize that we are watching and that we are the observer, but we go deep into that, and through that portal, if you will, of the observer, we open into an expansive place. We open into this freedom. It's like, wow, beyond the observer, who's watching the observer, and then beyond the watcher of the observer is this expanded space, this oneness, this thing that can't be described. You know, it can't even be located. You know, we don't know who it is. You know, is it behind our eyes? Is it in our head? You know, is it in our heart? Is it in our gut? We're not sure where it's located. You know, and we can't objectify it. We can't call it anything because it's something beyond objective. And, you know, it's something I can't even name it. I'm stuttering now because I can't even speak of it. But it's there. And once you've connected with it, once you've seen it, you know, and like I say, call it what you want. Call it God, call it love, call it universal intelligence, call it consciousness. You know, it is all, you know, it seems to defy time. It's always been there. It's always been there, you know. So when we discover it, we realize that, wow, that's always been there. That's, you know, that's not part of my character. You know, that's, and we start to move in that direction towards that relationship with that consciousness. and that's where freedom is. Freedom from fear. There is, in my experience, no other way out of that. Out of the behaviors of the character. You know, they're set into the character, into this person, person that you think you are. You know, and we defend it. We say, oh, I'm just human. No, you know, your humanness, you know, this person, this thing that you think you are, is not you. That's a big thing to swallow, but anyway, that's my conversation with people these days. Is, you know, and it's really shown to us in the 12 steps too. In step 10 and 11, we go deeper and deeper into this relationship with universal intelligence. It's not just that we correct our behaviors; we're lifted out of them. This is what the fourth dimension looks like. We're skyrocketed, it says, into the fourth dimension in the 12 steps. You know, this is, you know, and then, you know, we do get some new behaviors because we decide, you know, that the best thing for us to do is to help others, and through giving it away, it's just amazing. We see how, you know, people are lifted up. We see the hope come into their face, because so many of us have spent years, you know, saying, I don't know what's wrong with me. You know, years questioning what's going on. Why can I not seem to, you know, kind of get it together? And it doesn't matter how much money we have. It doesn't matter, you know, a lot of things that we think, if I do these things, or I get these things, or I take these trips, it'll be better. It's not, because underneath is this persona, this, you know, this character that's been kind of welded in place. And many of us, you know, have had attributes of the character welded in by trauma. You know, the fear is deep, but I'm telling you, you know, slow down, prayer and meditation, focus, pause, realize that you're actually watching the behaviors, and you can see the character, and you know that the character's not you, and then you begin to focus on the observer, and then you're watching, you know, focusing on who's behind the observer, and you're literally into that open space. Through that door is such an expanded. It has no end and no beginning. It's beautiful. So that's the deal. Love you guys. Love to hear, you know, what do you think of that? Try that. You know, it's there. If I can do it, you know, it happened for me. It has happened for me, and the freedom. So, and if it can happen for me, honestly, you know, my character was pretty fucked up, and you know, if I can step out of the character and be free, so can you. Okay, love you guys. On the road through Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. Just came to share that. Love you, love you, love you.